Hello skiers, now pay attention, we'll be riding the new ski lift today. I hope they don't go wrong. Of course by that I mean I am Kinglink, and this is my last look and review of When Ski Lifts Goes Wrong, originally known as Carried Away. So if you recognize the look but don't know the name, that might be it. So what is this game about? Well, I'm going to be honest, it's kind of in the name. You're going to be building ski lifts, a lot of ski lifts actually, and they're going to go wrong. This is a construction game and it's all about building out structures, using them as stress is added to them, and seeing how they stand. Now, if it's confusing, check the screen. I'll be playing a level, and I'll admit, I'm probably not going to be perfect at this. I'm really not good at this game or genre, but I'll build, use the UI, which is good, we'll talk about that, and simulate the results from there. Now, each level starts with the construction view. There's always 4 goals. Now, the primary goal is to get a character from the beginning to the end of the level. Sometimes it's more than one character, sometimes you have to collect a medal along the way, but most of the time it's just traversal of one character. How you get them there is the whole game, and there's a variety of maneuvers. I'm going to be starting off on a ski lift level, but we'll see how far I can get in this game, but there's also gondolas and more. Let's talk about the ski lifts first and the goals. Now, the main goal of any level is to take a skier from the beginning to the end, like I said. You also have goals to stay under budget, collect additional medals, and not break anything on your build to get those extra 3 additional stars. That's to get you a perfect score. These are the optional goals, mind you, and they aren't required, but they will challenge you to even more. So the goal really is to construct those ski lifts. If you've ever played PolyBridge or Bridge Constructor, you probably recognize pieces of this. It's a similar physics system and the idea is just different construction goals. The big challenge is learning how to efficiently build, and the fact is the game does well at the beginning to teach its construction techniques. You make triangles, which are strong, and build up from there. You have to reinforce every piece and you can design some rather large buildings. In addition, the game has a little bit of a different style in it as well. In addition to just ski lifts and gondolas, there's more. There's characters riding the slopes on skis, snowboards, motorcycles, mountain bikes, and snowmobiles. Now these characters will ride down the slopes and go off jumps. The game does a lot more than expected. Instead of using the AI on those levels, the player can actually control the NPCs and make them jump and lean. Players can add in leaning and jumping at the right moment as necessary, and on the bikes and motorcycles and snowmobiles, they can also accelerate or brake. You know, it's all an interesting twist on the classic construction game we've seen many times before, and I have to admit, it's a great way to make the game fresh. In addition, you'll have to build the ramps that the vehicles will jump off of, and that's also an interesting change to the formula. I will say that the UI is one of the best pieces of When Ski Lifts Goes Wrong. You know, it's intuitive and easy to use. I constantly would want to do something like undo a move I made or delete, and without even looking to see how it's done, my fingers would instinctively hit Z or the delete key, and it works as expected without any teaching. Moving nodes is also a satisfying experience, adding a UI that shows you all the possible positions and range that a node can be moved to, and it's a huge improvement to the UI. You know, it's a fresh twist that I wish games like PolyBridge had when I went back to look at it. Also, the ability to drag out new nodes is fantastic. If you take a normal joint, you can just click on it and pull up, and there's 2 new joints right there. And I love the speed that I can drag out a new blueprint using that system. Now, the one big issue I had with When Ski Lifts Goes Wrong is, at its heart, it's a construction game. You know, I love building with Legos and such, and at the beginning of the game, that's the feeling I got. But before long, the game seems more focused on how to build sound structures, and has a very firm focus on stress and broken joints. The problem I have with the game is that it doesn't really teach you how to handle that broken joint, and after multiple attempts, I stopped caring. It's not a bad game, it's just a game where I felt I struggled far more than I feel I should have, giving me the same experience I had with PolyBridge. I got through about 20 levels here, but after a while the struggle got to me and I found myself not having as much fun. Graphically, you can see the game. It's not amazing, but for what it is, it works. It appears to be a trade-off of weaker graphics for stronger physics engine, and in that way it's fine. Still, I snicker every time a character dies and bloody pixels come shooting out. Maybe I'm broken that way, but I enjoy it. At the end of the day, the comparison to PolyBridge and Bridge Constructor remains, and it's here for a good reason. They're all interesting games, but they all work kind of the same. If you played one of them, that'll tell you how much you enjoy all 3, as they all reside in this construction genre of games. I wish I could tell you more about this game, but really that's all there is. There's a ton of levels, a lot of different challenges, but it's all about the same. I'll be honest, I'm not a huge fan of the construction genre, and this is probably going to be the last one in this genre for me. But I also have to admit, When Ski Lifts Go Wrong is an impressive game, and it made even more impressive by a 3-person team. Ish. I don't grade on a curve or scale. I've said that multiple times, so I will call out the team size here as something very cool. Now, I give When Ski Lifts Go Wrong a 3.5 out of 5. Some people might know I gave PolyBridge the same score. I think they both deserve it, but I will say this. The UI is a lot better here, the novelty of skiing and platforming with this game is fresher, and the game just slightly edges out PolyBridge. So if you're considering both games, I would say try this one out. It won't change your mind on the genre, but honestly there's something here that I like a lot, even if I dislike the genre. And that's When Ski Lifts Goes Wrong. I got through this without saying, or more like Ski Lifts Go Right. Oh, I just did it. Oh well. So coming up next, we'll be starting our descent into the humble monthly bundle territory. Coming up first will be EDF 4.1, Earth Defense Force 4.1. Longtime readers will know I did not like the last of the series that I reviewed, Insect Armageddon. It was only in review, so you can go find that if you really want to. But will this one fare any better? Well, it would kind of have to. If you've enjoyed this video though, or are looking forward to seeing what I think about EDF 4.1, consider subscribing, like and comment as the mood hits you, and ring the bell for notifications. Yeah, I know I hate when people say that in videos, but it's all important to do, and I really appreciate it, guys. Thank you. Until next time, I'm Kinglink, and thank you for watching.